Well, hello again, Grace Bible Church. Welcome to episode 8 of the Grace Shepherd's Memo. And today I wanted to do something just a little bit different. I wanted to more give you a kind of an update, both in our own church, and then I think it's important for us to stay connected in our thinking and in our prayers to the Church Universal. So I wanted to just share some thoughts with you that I've had from other men that I think will be encouraging to you. First of all, from our standpoint, this past Sunday was, I think, even smoother as far as our live stream and then our recording of the Sunday evening service. And we have some terrific servants in our church, and we're so thankful to them. And so we'll just keep plugging along. Our only job is to be faithful. And I know all of you are being faithful in your homes, and we'll continue to worship the Lord, and it'll be a grand day when we all come together again, hopefully soon. But I wanted to just share with you just some little snippets of things that are happening elsewhere in the world, mostly in our nation. I've reached out in a couple of ways. I've talked to a few pastors on the phone or by text, and emailed with a few others, and then I put out a little question on Twitter, on my Twitter account, just asking other pastors kind of how things are going for them and what their experience has been, especially with live streaming their services now. And boy, the replies have been very encouraging. There are some great challenges. I spoke to one pastor who was dismayed to find that the first 2 Sundays of their live stream they received either by mail or online $0 in their offering, and that's just an adjustment. And what I loved was he had the opportunity to maybe be discouraged and even to speak bluntly about his own church. He's very new in that church, and so they don't know him well. And yet all he did was to speak graciously about how God will be faithful and how he feels sympathy and empathy for his sheep, and so that was encouraging as well. But I've spoken to him since, and they're encouraged. The giving's starting to trickle in again. On Twitter, I had a variety of responses. Interestingly, one pastor in Nevada simply said, "We're just going to be faithful." And I thought that was a great response, that we're just going to be faithful and just keep preaching the word. I interacted with a pastor in Vermont, and he was excited that numerous shut-ins and even people in nursing homes were being able to tune into their live stream. And he got a note from one who said it was the first time in a few years that this older person actually felt connected to the body of Christ again. And so he was excited about that opportunity. Another pastor wrote in that he was surprised to find almost double the number of computers being shown to tune into the live stream, to their live stream, double the number of just computers that they have members in their church. It's a small church, but he said that by their estimation, it's double the number of computers and maybe 4 times the number of church members that were tuning into their little live stream, and that's very exciting. And then I got a response from the new hero of the church, and that is the tech team member, the guys who are doing the videos and doing the live streams. And it was so neat to just see his excitement to be right in the middle of the ministry of the word. You know, the tech team, they're always the guys in the back. They're always the guys that nobody sees. And now they're the most important person in the church, save the preacher. But without the tech team guys, the preacher is useless right now. And so it was fun to see his excitement. Overall, with just many of the men I've spoken to, the theme is the same. And that is that the gospel is being spread in a way that they've never seen before. And I would say that's the same for us. I'm already hearing from our church members as well that friends and family are tuning in that normally maybe wouldn't hear the gospel preached. And so among my pastor friends, there's generally a fervor and an excitement to proclaim the gospel with as much with as much vim and vigor and truth as they're capable of. So as we're thinking about ourselves as our little corner, our tiny corner of the body of Christ, we also want to pray for and think about the Church Universal, because this whole coronavirus thing, this is God's plan for his church. And it reminds us of how desperately we need him and how desperately we are dependent on the Lord, and that he will build his church, and more importantly, he'll build his kingdom. And he seems to be doing so through this. So this isn't a question of God somehow recovering from a bad situation. This was God's plan all along. And he is going to do something marvelous through this. So be in prayer for the Church Universal. And I think that'll encourage your heart as well. Well, you be in prayer, and we are praying for you. And we'll see you next time on the next Grace Shepherd's Memo. Lord bless all of you.